Welcome back. My name is Dave, and this is Macaro Siding, my in-scale layout. Today we're going to put the track in the building. Now, this has to be done before you finish the building because there's no way to put the track in. Sorry, my microphone just got stuck in my beard. There's no way to put the track in after, at least not easily. If you build a whole structure, you're just going to have to accept the fact that your cars are going to run on the plastic that's here, and there's going to be no track inside. So I'm going to switch over here, and which is I'm trying to figure out which is okay. We want to go to 6. I know that. There we go. So here we have the base, and I've already put in one piece. And I'm going to go ahead now and put in the other ones. Hold on, I've just got to move my microphone before I'm just going to put it down here. It keeps catching my beard, and I don't need to have hairs pulled out of my face. Okay, so here we go. So what have we done? Well, these 3 pieces of track were already laid in the yard on the layout. And so I just went back and lifted them out. These 2 go straight to points, and this one has a piece of track and then a point. So, and then of course because the building has doors on both ends, the track goes all the way through. So what did I do? Well, I took the tracks, laid them down, and I grabbed a white marker, and I just marked the top of the tie that I'm going to have to remove where I start the removal and where I end the removal. So here we go. So I've got a pair of, I think these are zircons. Doesn't matter. They were track cutters originally. Unfortunately, I used them on some heavy gauge wire, and now they have little pinholes, so the blades don't come all the way together. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take this, and I'm going to get my white marker again, and mark that one, and mark this one. So now I have them. So this tie is coming out, and this tie is coming out, and everything in between. So I'm just going to take the cutters. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have my head in the way here so you can see what's going on. And I'm just going to cut those ties. And now one side should come off fairly easily because it's the side, because this is flex track. So I just pop it up from the side that's easy. I'm careful not to bend or deform the rail itself. That's the biggest mistake you could make here. Okay. I keep all of these ties because when I'm laying track, I always leave lots of space where the joiners are. And then I need to put ties back underneath those once those joiners are in place. So I now have a piece of track. First thing I'm going to do is test and see that it fits inside. It's long enough both sides. Lots of room. Okay. So now, I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to take some super glue. I'll just put it there, and you can see that's the upside down cup. Sorry, that was just my phone, and I just used my watch to disconnect the phone. So I'm just putting some super glue on the bottom at the ends, and some super glue at the in the middle. right, put that over here. Then we turn this over. Come on, get down in there, you. And then I'm going to take a piece of rolling stock. And I'll just reach behind me here. I'm just going to spray some activator. And that's that first one done. All right. So, next one. This is not difficult. It's just finicky. So, again, I'm going to mark on the bottom here so I know which tie to start cutting on both of these. All right. Yeah, we're just going to put that over there. Cap for the pen. And again, upside down. Jaws on this pair of nippers are pretty big. Makes it hard to get them in there to start, but and now I'm going to flip it around. Now these tracks have already been painted. At least this side has been painted. Okay, now which one do I have here? All right, so let's see. All right, or this. Okay, so it's this side. Again, very carefully. Again, you don't want to bend the rail. If you get a kink, you're going to have to go get another piece of flex track. It's going to be really hard to get that rail perfectly straight again to go into the grooves in the base of the building. All right, there we go. Okay, I got a little bit here that needs to. There we go. No problem. Okay, so that's that. Get these pieces out of the way. Put some more glue out here. And where's my rag? There it is. Clean the tip of the glue bottle off so that it doesn't get clogged. And again, I'm going to take the rail and glue in the middle, and glue here. All right, and I'll put this over here so it doesn't go on my hand again. Making sure. Okay. Again, let's take that piece of rolling stock. Make sure it rolls. Now I had one of those gauges that you do. You know, you can make sure the track is the right width and everything. The National Model Railroading Association, or what, I'm not sure who makes it, but I can't find it. So I can see that I'm going to need one tie here. I'm just gonna give me a second here. Yep. Okay. So I got a single tie here because I've cut off too much here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a knife. I'll take a knife here, and I'm going to scrape off little bits of plastic to hold the rail in place. I should really have some kind of reading glasses on here to do this, because I can barely make out what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Sorry you can't see me doing this, but it's a little bit of a trick to get it without taking off too much. Okay, so I'll take my magnet out of the way here. And I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to take a little bit of super glue, and on the outside, I'll go glue that down. There we go. So that's how easy it is. It's not difficult at all. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break and do some painting. And when I come back, we'll do some detailing on the inside. I said I wouldn't do it, but of course, I can't leave well enough alone, so I have 3D printed some tools. The kit actually comes with some pipe racks and tool holders and stuff. So I'm probably going to use both. There's 2 pipe racks, 2 rail holders. There's a crane of some kind, I think. Not 100% sure. I see something that looks like a crane. I don't see anything that looks like a hook, though. So, anyway. So, like I say, I'm going to go off and do some painting, and when we come back, we'll be putting the details on this building. So I'm back, and what we're going to do is we're going to finish the outside concrete pad of the repair shed for the car repair shop. So what, and as you can see, there's a bus car, and I've been using it to test to make sure that the pieces of plastic I'm putting out on here are not interfering with the vehicle. All the little gray stuff you see and this are interior details. I said I wasn't going to do it, but as I've said, I think with each of these videos, I've gone down the rabbit hole. I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to get these little things out of the way. So what we're going to do here today is get all of this off of here. And I'm going to systematically remove a magnet, do a section, remove a magnet, do a section. The reason for that is that I measured these with calipers, and so they are, you know, 1/100 of an inch or 1/100 of a millimeter different, and they go where they are right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use super glue. I'm going to use MEK. Now, if you don't know what MEK is, it's a solvent, and lots of modelers use it instead of the well bond stuff, and I do too. I have a can that's going to last me into the next century. It's like a four gallon. Well, let me just go over and check. It's right here. It's still almost full. It's 3.78 liters like I say, when you're only brushing on a tiny amount of this stuff, this is going to go a long, long way. So here we go. We'll get started. So magnet comes off. Paintbrush into the MEK. Now the MEK does a, gotta just double check that I'm doing the right one, is a chemical bond. It actually melts the plastic. So I'm going to put that in place there. And then I'm going to grab this. Now I'm going to be turning these up with the paint showing. Yes, with the paint showing, because I want to make sure that I'm getting a true bond between the plastics. Now this stuff, it smells. And if I was really going to do this and not be on camera, I would be wearing a mask right now. And I'm just going to push that down. And then I'm going to take the magnet I had on top of it and put it back. Now I brought down my glasses and my, where did they go? Oh, doesn't matter. I can do it without my glasses. Next one. So magnet out of the way. Plastic and plastic. Now the little strips of styrene that are in the center of the track, that I'm going to put down with super glue. So now I'm just going to press and hold that. See if it bounces back up. It doesn't, but it is moving still. So I'm gonna hold that till it bonds properly. Now maybe I won't do the whole thing on camera. I'll just do one side because it's going to be the same over here. Now this one's a little narrower than this one, but in the world of model railroading, it's not much of a difference. All right. So gonna pick up the magnet again. Put it there. Out of the way. Like I said, I want to just do one end, and then I'll do the end, and then I'll come back. We'll come back and finish up. Now I gotta make sure I got this the right way. Yeah, that's the right way. Okay, so magnet out of the way. Come on, slide in there. Push down. Wait for it to set. It only takes a few seconds. Now this top piece of plastic is sitting on top of the and let's pick up this magnet, put it back. Okay. Again. Put that down. Now this MEK would actually have eaten the paint that's or the printing that's on the plastic, but I don't want to take a chance here. When I was doing the engine shed, I had the same kind of problem, and then I realized that the paint itself was. Oops! Come on, get up on top there. That's it. And again, let's slide that magnet on there. These little magnets are pretty strong. Okay, now, because I'm not doing the MEK right away here, I'm going to close it up because I don't really need to be sniffing glue. So, I'm going to take out the pieces that go in between. They've been measured. And I'm going to grab some super glue. Where'd my brad go? There it is. I wasn't very anal enough with my last big bottle of super glue. I didn't keep cleaning off the tip to make sure it was not filling in. Okay, so now I'm picking up some super glue and I'm putting a bead down the middle here. I'm grabbing this and putting it in there, making sure it's centered. That's critical here because I'm using super glue, so I'm not going to have the time or the luxury actually to recenter it if it's not centered. Yeah, that's good there. And one more, and then we'll stop the camera. I'll do the other side. We'll come back. We'll do the masking so that we can paint this and make it all look like it's one. All right, so I'm going to just pause the video for however long it took me to do that, to do it over here, and then we'll come back and I'll mask it and we'll paint it, and that'll be it for this video. All right, so we've got that all done. So now I'm going to use some Tamiya masking tape. It's the only tape I use, and I'm going to tape off the cement I'm going to take this piece of paper down too, but I'm going to get the this done first. So what I typically do is I get it started on one end, keep the other end loose like this, and then work it up to the edge where I want it, and then rub it down. All right. Now I'm going to tape here, because this track is already painted. Same over here. All right. Now let's center up this piece of paper. And I don't have to be as accurate here. All right, now I just threw away strips of paper that I needed. So I want to also do the same thing here. You'll notice I have magnets down. They're just holding the this in place so it doesn't move around while I'm doing this. And the same here. All right, we're just going to cut that off. Cut it off here. This seems to be all right here. Yeah, and then the only track that I need to clean is this here, because the other two are fine. So I'm going to That's okay. Let's do the same here. I really love this tape. You can buy the knockoffs, but they're nowhere near as good as the actual Tamiya stuff. All right, so now we have it masked off. Again, I'm going to just shut off the camera for a minute or two, and I'm going to go walk over to my paint booth, and we will give it a spritz, and then we'll call her quits. So here we are. We're going to just pull off the paper, and it's a different color, which is okay. That's good. One would have been poured before the other. At least in my imaginary railroad world, it would have been. There we go. And there we have it. So now, and there we go. All right. So this is rattle can. It does good coverage. It is drying. It's going to dry later, but it isn't going to match this, which this is fine. And then once it's all done, I will take a scalpel and I will go in and clean that up. Okay. So I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate people who are subscribers. I've said it before. I don't do it because of I want to become famous. I just do it because I think people who do something like this, we're a small group of people, need to share as much as possible. So anyway, again, thank you for watching. And as always, take care of your family, take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next video. And in the next video, we're going to finish this sucker. And then I've already got the next video after that planned. So, thank you again. And I'll see you next week with a new video.